Hello, welcome to the grand finale of the biggest and most thorough hunt for 50 remarkable ideas that can transform India. It's been a 6-month process. A very powerful team of people has gone through a staggering 15,000 entries. That's right, 15,000 entries, and it just shows how much this entire startup concept is really starting to captivate India's attention. From that huge pool of 15,000 entries, we've shortlisted the 50 best ideas, the Smart 50. Now, Smart 50 is a unique collaboration between IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, also the Department of Science and Technology, and of course NDTV. Each one of the Smart 50 teams have walked away with prototype grants of 4 lakh rupees each. All of them are present with us here in the studio right now. So please put your hands together for yourselves. Many congratulations. It's great to have you with us. Now, the Smart 50 ideas came from really remarkable people across India. Ideas even coming from as far as Boston and Singapore. And they're all solutions essentially aiming at a better India. But it gets tougher now at the top. So we've now gone from the 50 best ideas to the top 10 after an intense incubation round. And today on the show, a really formidable jury that I'm about to introduce is going to dissect the top 10 and drill down to 3 specific ideas. The most innovative idea, the most inspirational idea, and the idea with the greatest impact. So that Smart 10 are sitting out here. But before I come to any of you, it's a pleasure having all of you with us, and it's great. Now I have to just introduce the jury that we've got, and we have a panel of 9 experts out here, and I can tell you that they are 9 of the smartest people you will hope to find and the real influencers in the startup ecosystem. So great to have all of you with us. But before I start by introducing you, let me introduce a special jury which is going to be helping us and helping rate these 10 people in those 4 categories. Someone who needs very little introduction, Ajit Balakrishnan, CEO of Rediff.com, one of the real pioneers of the entire digital ecosystem in India. So it's a privilege to have you with us, sir. Debjani Ghosh is the president of NASSCOM. It's such a pleasure to have you with us. Gopal Srinivasan, chairman, managing director of the TVS Capital Fund. Great to have you with us as well. Padmajay Ruparel is the co-founder of the Indian Angel Network. So all of you, people in the Smart 50, you know whom you should be talking to at some point. And if you want further follow-up funding, she is the right person. And Shyam Srinivasan, CEO and Managing Director of Federal Bank. It's great to have all of you with us. But as I said, that's only the start, and in no particular order, our special guest seating out here, Mr. Harkesh Kumar Mittal, Member Secretary, National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board, Pradeep Gupta, Chairman, Simon Media Group and co-founder of the Indian Angel Network, Professor Ashok Banerjee, Professor IIM Calcutta and also the Director of the IIM CIP, Devashri Nandi with us, who's looking after the Boston round really, and is Associate Professor and Program Director at the Brandeis University. K. Ganesh, a serial entrepreneur who's mentored a large number of companies and influenced many more. So it's a privilege to have you with us. And Mr. Ramraj, co-founder of SIFI and senior advisor of Elevar Equity. It's a privilege to have you with us as well. Vikram Mahajan's with us, CEO of White Box Capital, and Omkar Rai, DG STPI. It's a real pleasure to have all of you with us. Now, before we go any further, let me very quickly play for you what is Smart 50 all about. What has this entire project been? Here's a quick look.
Smart 50 is an effort by IIM Calcutta Innovation Park as well as the Department of Science and Technology. They've invited ideas from across the country for startups, ideas that can help change India.
Roughly about 15,000 applications that what we received, and then they went through several rounds of online screening. We reduced it to 3,000. That will get reduced to 400, and they will join 10 teams from abroad to make it Smart 50.
My idea is to change the energy sector.
I created my own strategy, invent the world.
We set up the country's first psychological well-being campaign.
I'm trying to change the game in irrigation.
I'm also working on sustained renewable energy.
We are the curators of outsider artists, getting the creative work of the autistic kids.
My company is going to build a model of micro-cities, 1,000 micro-cities in the next 100 years. That's my vision.
It's been a very busy 2 days here in the Bengaluru round of the Smart 50 event.
in Mumbai, where the search is on for the top 50 ideas, the top 50 solutions in India and globally. 40 smart solutions will be selected from the regional or quarterfinal rounds like this one, and up to 10 smart solutions will be selected from international rounds.
I have made a lot of pitches, but this was a different experience.
Were you scared by the competition around you?
Not at all. I mean, entrepreneurship by itself is so scary enough. we kind of don't scared by anything else right now.
Well, more proof that India is a country buzzing with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial ideas. We are here today as all these eager entrepreneurs, want to be entrepreneurs, get set to pitch their ideas, put their best foot forward, and of course, as always, may the best ideas win. This is where these entrepreneurs are trying to convince judges that their ideas hold great value, have great merit, have great scale, and of course, tremendous potential to change the India story.
The Smart 50 are here in the boot camp.
We're going to get experts who are going to come and train you.
They are going to meet faculty of IIM Calcutta. They're going to meet real entrepreneurs who are successful. They're going to share their experiences. And then they're going to meet mentors. We have got about 20-25 mentors.
So dreaming is good, aiming is good. Now how you make it happen? What is the critical issue now for scale up?
The journey is really exciting and very challenging. We get to know the experiences and a lot of inputs from mentors who are from industries, who are from academia, domain experts, subject experts.
It's been spectacular. We really love being able to come to these places and work with new groups. The boot camp has been amazing. I think it's been a really refreshing experience.
This program, the Smart 50, is highly inclusive. In most such competitions, we generally have a large pool of applicants, and then through various processes, you finally end up with the top 1, 2, and 3, and they get recognized, they get accolades, and they get funding. So the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, my friends, is something which not only we in IIM Calcutta are very proud of, but it's an asset that we are creating, and it's an asset for the nation to use and for the nation to be proud of.
And we do have a special keynote from none other than Mr. Narayan Murthy, who had a very special message to give to the Smart 50. So this keynote address by Mr. Narayan Murthy.
We are all very, very excited about the Prime Minister's Make in India program and his desire to transform India. It's so gratifying that there are over 15,000 applications from smart youngsters from India and abroad to transform India by solving the problems of education, healthcare, nutrition, shelter, infrastructure, clean air, etc., etc., etc. This will also create a lot of jobs. And the fact that the government has incentivized these youngsters by creating prizes of 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs for the top 50 prizes and somewhere around up to 10 crores for the top 10 ideas is something that is extremely praiseworthy. I am so happy that these kinds of initiatives are taking place in India at this point of time when the need of the day is to use the power of human mind to solve our problems and to create jobs. So I congratulate Government of India, I congratulate IIM Calcutta Innovation Park on this wonderful idea. I wish the youngsters the best of luck, and I hope that the best ideas will indeed transform India's future.
So that's all about what we are trying to do, finding ways to actually transform India. And what we are going to do now, let me just give you the format. The top 10, they're going to be coming up here and presenting one after the other. The presentations will be interspersed by one general discussion we're going to have with all of our experts. Each panelist, as they come up and speak, will then be asked, we'll be picking 3 questions, one from the jury, one from me, and one from our special experts. So they will answer 3 questions about their particular idea, and then they will be ranked by a jury. And as I said, 3 special awards are up there, the ones that I had outlined a short while ago. And it gives me really great pleasure to welcome Mr. Amitabh Kant, who of course as the head of Niti Aayog has also been spearheading Startup India and is one of the people really behind getting the entire startup ecosystem going. Mr. Kant, thank you so much for joining us. It's a real pleasure. 50 really smart people out here, and it's really interesting to hear their ideas. And as we've been also noticing, a lot of them are in social areas, which is really important.
So Vikram, one of the great things is that not merely a lot of work is happening in the field of e-commerce and health, education, a lot of work is happening in terms of social innovation. And I find some amazing work happening in both health and education, and some great startups, in tremendous amount of disruption taking place. And if we have to, while we've been able to provide access of education to all Indians, if we have to improve the quality of learning, technology will have to play a very critical role. I'm just coming from a meeting where the district magistrate of Banka in Bihar, where the quality of learning has been extremely poor, has used mobile technology in local language to enhance learning in a very, very big way.
Right. So your basic thesis that startups can actually provide the impetus or the rocket fuel to transform India, which is in a sense part of what the underlying theme has been here. Do you still believe that startups can transform India?
I strongly believe that, and especially in areas where you need radical transformation. One of the key things which the government is driving today is this whole movement about aspirational districts, about districts which have remained backwards, but we don't call them backward at all. And in these areas, it will be very difficult to transform unless in vast number of these areas we don't use technology in a very big way and we don't cause disruption. We find that there's a huge absence of teachers, there's a huge absence of doctors, and in all these areas there has to be some major breakthrough. And unless these districts improve, unless these areas improve, it will be very difficult for India to grow at rapid rates. And that's why I find it quite amazing. One of our startups was able to, when tsunami happened in Chennai, the government was finding it very difficult to reach out to people who were stranded and to provide food packets. One of our startups, which using its app, the government of Tamil Nadu was able to reach out. Or look at education. I mean, one young startup has been able to provide education to 9 million Indians. No school or college has been able to do that. So what you are finding is that I personally feel that a lot of us in government need to work with startups to provide that kind of major technological breakthrough in many of these areas. And we need to provide that ecosystem where startups can really solve the problems of India. And if you are able to solve the problems of India, you're not solving the problems of 1.2 billion Indians. You're solving the problem of 7 billion people of the world who are going to move from poverty to middle class in the next decade. So that's your market. That's your huge market.
Well, that's perfectly summed up. So here we do in Smart 50 have 50 solutions to transform India. Let's start with the 10 final people in a sense in this round. Can I invite Pawan Mehrotra to come up from Arna? Pawan.
I am Pawan Mehrotra, a cancer biologist who returned to India from England in 2012 to discover drugs for cancer patients. As part of my research work in Bangalore, I made a very peculiar observation in a cancer OPD. Women waiting for their consultation were wearing sarees with their pallu on the wrong side and were visually very distressed. My further exploration revealed that this was because they had lost their breast to cancer treatment and were trying to cover up the permanent void created in their body. Even though every 4th minute, a woman is diagnosed of breast cancer in India alone and 75% of them lose their breast, they're still forced to leave the hospital without even a knowledge about a possible solution. I decided to work on this problem and resigned from my job the day my daughter was born. Employing user-centric product co-creation and several iterations, we have now developed a post-mastectomy kit named as Purti, which comprises of a lightweight silicone prosthesis, special pocketed bras, and other accessories at less than 1/4 of the cost of the ill-fitting imported ones. We have now formed a social enterprise to offer Purti to help restore the confidence, dignity, and femininity of breast cancer survivors. Hundreds of women have already been benefited, and we wish to reach out to each and everyone throughout the country and beyond. So this is the kit which we have developed. It is by user for user. Everything in this has been developed by them. They were the innovators, and we just took the role of a facilitator. So here is a prosthesis. The touch and feel aspiration has to be very, very near to the human breast tissue. So we did this. Together with this, there are pocketed braziers here. We also provide them
I'll
covers.
hold the mic for you so it's easier for you, yeah.
We also provide them with covers so as to increase the durability of the product, and all this in a outer waterproof kit, so and the world doesn't know what is inside. That was also their aspiration. Thank you very much.
That's absolutely fantastic. I'm now going to allow you to pick from that bowl the juror who gets to ask you a question.
Mr. Shyam Srinivasan, CEO and MD Federal.
Shyam Srinivasan.
Congratulations, and I think you've made a remarkable start, and compliments, and hope it becomes a big success. What sort of, I heard you say that you did this on the day your daughter was born. It's a big call you've made, right? And if it was not this, what would you have done?
So before my daughter was born, this miraculous association of helping with these women who have lost their breast was still there. My wife was pregnant. So that compassion had already been there. It was just that I was not taking that call. Perhaps God really wanted me to bless me with a daughter to now really take that. And if I would not have been doing that, I would have continued my journey of helping cancer patients by discovering drugs. My real passion lies there, to help cancer patients.
Okay. Let me throw a question at you, unless you have a question. One of us can throw a question.
Yeah, Pawan, I just wanted to know that what about retail distribution, reaching out to consumers? What's the business model?
So the problem is not that women live with a void in their body because of surgical treatment. The upstream issue is that hospitals do not present them with a solution. So what we have done is, we have created a bigger product than this called as Sampurti. Sampurti is a mobile and concise suitcase, which is here also. You can take it to any location of your choice and offer a pre-trial. Give them the choice of selecting what they want. They try it out. They tell us what they want, and we courier them what they want at their home address. Now, in our first phase, in order to upscale, we are reaching out to as many hospitals where surgeries are performed so that we equip them first. That's where the problem is. And let me tell you, sir, we have been able to do a market research for this deployment strategy. We were not expecting, and we made sales and revenue. So after you give a dignified pre-trial, they want to buy it. They want to wait even for association with the kit, because we, as of now, operate from a central facility in Delhi NCR, and we are slowly making distribution partners in all states. We are starting in Delhi NCR and Tamil Nadu.
All right, Pawan, that's really great. Our panel of experts, who wants to ask a question?
Pawan, first of all, congratulations for taking this step. Since you mentioned that you're able to manufacture these at about quarter of the price of what prevails elsewhere, so are you, after you scale it up in India, are you targeting to go outside of India?
Yes.
Because I think there is tremendous need
Yes.
and potential for this even in the developed countries.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And most of, many patients come for cancer treatment as part of medical tourism in India. We have already catered to a patient from UAE, Bangladesh and Russia already. also, we are now going in for a CE marking to go up. And we have global plans.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Pawan, for answering those questions and for that presentation. Balaji with Brown Health.
Hello everyone, I'm Balaji and I'm here to introduce our company, Brown Health. Now, in Sanskrit, Broon stands for fetus or the unborn baby, and that's essentially the business we are in, maternal and child health. Just to go over some of our stats, do you know that we have 10 million at-risk, high-risk pregnancies in our country? Over 500,000 babies are lost at childbirth due to undetected fetal distress. And the sad fact is that 80% of health centers are not even equipped with devices to detect this fetal distress. So with that in mind, what we realized is the obvious solution is yes, is there tech? However, existing solutions are not suitable for these things. They are too bulky, expensive, and simply require a person to even use these devices. With this in mind, our team has designed Broon, a smart wearable device that can be wrapped around the mother's abdomen. It does one simple thing. It detects fetal distress without the need of a healthcare professional and alerts the doctor for timely intervention. And this is done at 1% of the weight and 10% of the cost of the current standard of care. Now, this wouldn't have been possible without our brilliant team. We've painstakingly built over the last 3 years, and the support from BIRAC, DBT, Indo-US Fund, and of course, our clinical partner, AIMS. What we want to do is secure 1 million babies at birth over the next 3 years, and we are hoping for your support to take this forward. This is the product, which is essentially strapped onto the mother's abdomen and worn, so you don't actually need anyone to monitor the baby. It monitors and it gives an alert so that even in a resource-constrained setting, you can have a nurse or a doctor come in and make objective decisions rather than hoping which mother is yelling and then attend them.
Okay, that's great. Now you get a chance to select a juror.
I've got Mr. Gopal Srinivasan from TVS Capital.
So congratulations, Balaji, and I think this is clearly a huge need in India, given we have 1 million workers in the front line dealing with with mothers. So I just have only one question, because clearly you have a fabulous product, is that why do you think you have a sustained edge in terms of pricing? Because there are so many products available across the world of personal use as well as hospital use. What makes this product have a sustained advantage?
Okay, so there are two things there. On one end, in fact, I can attribute this to Startup India because they have facilitated a cost of, where, for example, in building intellectual property around our product, they have helped us save about 5 lakhs on 2 critical patents which can be applied globally. That's one. And the second part is, in terms of the product itself, what you're referring to, you're right. There are products for home care and there are products for the hospital. But what we've realized is, if we could bridge this gap and democratize this technology, that is simply impossible for most of the large corporations because their costs are not built for India. Whereas in our case, we can build it for India and many other countries across Africa and Asia where we work on similar cost structures.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay. So leading off from that, the question is, how are you going to be marketing it? How are you going to be spreading the word? And what sort of a cost level would you be able to make this a truly mass product?
Okay. So to answer your first question, the interesting thing about medical devices in our country is, while there's barely any R&D in medtech, there are more than sufficient distributors in the country who either import products from the developed nations or from China and distribute it. So there's a well-established distributor network for medical devices. The challenge is to give them the right product to be able to deploy it all the way up to the last mile.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. What's the timeline? So today as we speak, suppose next 2 years, where do you want to see yourself? Which will answer some of these questions.
So this year, we intend to launch our product. And while we are talking about these numbers where we want to impact 1 million babies at birth, it's actually not a big number. It's essentially 3,000 of our units deployed across healthcare centers in the country. And that's the goal for the next 3 years.
Thank you so much. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Please do take your seat. Gaurav Joshi and Anand Avinash from Extra Carbon.
So I'm Anand and he's Gaurav. We are the founders of extracarbon.com.
As in India is transforming into a mega urban region, collection of recyclable waste is becoming a bigger problem. Did you know that Indian recyclers import 50% of their waste needs like paper, plastic, iron, etc. from abroad to run their factories? According to the data, domestic collection and recycling ratios are in bad shape. We saw the need for a platform where people can come efficiently give away the dry recyclable waste and also earn something in the process. That's how Extra Carbon was born. Extra Carbon leverages the unorganized waste collector network to collect dry recyclable waste from your doorstep. Then Extra Carbon sends it to recyclers for further processing. At the user level, it's very simple. All you have to do is send your pickup request through our app or website. The request reaches to our green superhero based in your local area. The green superhero comes to your house and weighs your waste. He then offers you the value of waste in cash or Joomla credits. Our model is very simple. The green superhero brings the material to us and sells it for a margin. And we do the same with the recycler. So far, through this business model, we have created significant economic impact, a top line of 9 crore rupees this year. The environment gain is that we have diverted 2,000 tons of waste from landfill so far. But we believe our greatest impact is on society. One of our green superhero bought a house. We have created 400 plus green superheroes so far. 40 of them do 10 lakh rupees business with us every year. And one of our green superheroes shared a fantastic story that now people are offering us tea, coffee at home also. So we could enhance their reputation.
We call it chappal to chai.
Chappal to chai.
So the story is earlier, everybody used to ask them कि अपना चप्पल खोल के मेरे घर पे आना. Now they are offering tea, coffee to the same boy.
So we are present in 7 cities with 1,25,000 user base, and we are doing 1 million revenue, more than that. And we have 27,000 app downloads.
The differentiation is the entrepreneurship, the inclusive entrepreneurship model, and Joomla credits, which you can redeem or Paytm, Freecharge, Amazon. And don't forget to download our app, and please send your pickup request through extracarbon.com.
Let's see which Joe is going to ask.
Mr. Ajit Balakrishnan.
Great idea. I live in Colaba in Bombay, so the problem is what you describe is very real. And the garbage is normally 10 feet high all around us. So full marks for having ventured into an area which most Indian entrepreneurs, this is about the last thing they will think of. My question for you is there something in your business design or process which will allow you to defend it against the number 2, 3, and 10 copiers who will soon arrive as soon as they hear about your success?
So there is an interesting story that we are also mentoring our competition. So, we have already been so far, we have 1,25,000 users registered on our platform. The nearest rival has 10,000 players with them. So we have already crossed that barrier. And I think we want more people to come into this sector so that, together we will, spend money on the marketing so that we can create education about this model. Because we are not going to make money alone. We are going to use the rack pickers network, the waste collectors network, and we'll make everybody richer by selling the waste and by segregating the waste and bringing the value out from the waste.
The whole ecosystem is being benefited with this.
Well, I have to say, as somebody who's been working on the Banega Swachh India campaign for many years, this is an absolutely fantastic idea.
Thank you.
Can I just ask one question? The business model of this. What happens in case somebody calls the rack picker, uses the app, and just has one small item to give? Is there any minimum size that you have, or
there is no minimum
pickup?
We are not, because the boy is in your area and boy is using either his rickshaw, cycle, or foot. The logistic is, right now it's free for that person and for the user. So we send for any quantity, be it 5 kgs of paper or probably one jam bottle, empty jam bottle.
So the guy is always there in your society. It's just kind of Uber kind of model. When suppose you are in sector 49 and you place a request, no one from my warehouse will go to you. The person near to your place will get the message and he'll go to you. And
so the last mile is taken care of.
Right.
So what are your future plans? Next 5 years, what? 7 cities to how many cities are you
Sir,
planning to expand? And what kind of support are you looking from local municipalities?
So we are already working with few municipal corporations, but unfortunately, because we focus on the dry part, we encourage user to segregate the waste. A lot of municipalities, they have different models. So some they have chosen waste to energy where they want everything to go in one area. Some they want waste to compost so they can help us and we can help them back. But the biggest thing which we can impact is, the extended producer responsibility, which I think government is forcing right now. So we can help not only the municipalities, we can help the waste generators also, like GSK, Nestle, Coca-Cola. We can help all of them.
So what is the one thing you require, let's say, from the government, and what is the one thing you require from private investors or VC funds? How much capital are you looking for?
So we are trying to raise 8.5 crores right now. And this is what we are asking from the VCs and investor community. From government, we are very thankful for Mr. Modi because he made our life easy, because earlier we were like untouchables within our family also. Now because of Mr. Modi, we are all of a sudden a rock star in our family, friends, and even, wherever we go. So we are very thankful to Mr. Modi. But from the government side, we want to, share idea, because not everything can be solved with one model like centralized waste management. So unfortunately, there are not many tenders for players like us. And whenever we go there, just because of the bureaucracy, we have to lose the business. And probably we are not even there.
All right, fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Anirudh Yadav of Sukriti.
I'm Anirudh Yadav from Sukriti. As an engineering student at IIT Roorkee in 2014, I went on an internship to Switzerland and was instantly fascinated by how clean it was. I wondered what it would take to make India as clean. We all know that finding a clean and hygienic public toilet in India is as difficult as finding water on the Mars. Most of these toilets are poorly maintained, with no running water and no system to dispose of the waste. We at Sukriti have developed Ecolat, a smart public toilet. It is automated for self-cleaning and self-maintaining, consuming only 10% water compared to conventional toilet, needs minimal manual supervision, treats and reuses the waste on-site, and works on renewable energy. Suppose you visited the toilet for less than a minute and came out without flushing, it would automatically flush with less than a liter because you used it for urination. Suppose you went into the toilet, vomited on the floor, and came out without flushing, Ecolat would clean the floor. Any other similar situation can be dealt with using smart algorithms. We have installed 14 toilets and have a substantial order pipeline. We are taught to believe that to change the world, we need to develop some rocket that can take us to space, or maybe some medicine that can cure cancer. But to change India, we believe the best start would be to have a well-functioning toilet. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not going to get you to pick because we have two jury members who haven't asked. So Devjani or Pepsi, which of you would like to take this?
So fantastic project. It is a capital intensive effort. So what's your biggest barrier to scale?
Okay, so what we are designing, what we are proposing costs 30% more than the conventional systems that are right now available. So how we want to do it is, we don't want to be a contractor company constructing the toilet on field. We want to tie up with the likes of Shulabh, give them our technology and which they can install, and we can obviously provide the service. So right now to begin with, we are also installing the units to showcase everyone that this is how it works. But at a later stage, we would want to tie up with lot of these existing players who make conventional toilets and give them our technology so that it is self-cleaning sort of thing.
Okay, if I could just ask you on the technology aspect of it, because non-functioning toilets and poor maintenance is one of the biggest reasons why you are constructing toilets everywhere, people end up not using it. How effective is the cleaning if the toilet gets completely jammed, is not flushing well? How can any algorithm or the technology be able to help and fix
Now
that?
that's very interesting, and We have a joint patent with IIT Roorkee for this. So how this thing works is we have done something with the floor of the toilet. It works much like this mobile screen. As soon as person enters inside it, and there are no visible sensors that can be broken, damaged, stolen. It has been designed to withstand any rough public usage because we know that if there are sophisticated sensors, people would take them away or break them. So as soon as person enters the toilet, it starts detecting, okay, person is now here standing in front of the sheet. Now the person is on the sheet. Person used it for less than a minute. On the basis of the use case, we have some algorithms that decides, okay, person was doing something wrong on the floor. Floor has become dirty. Let's self-clean the floor. And there is nothing, again, no sensor. We have done something with the floor. There is something below the floor, which is not a sensor, just a metallic plate.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Anybody here?
So my question is, how much does it cost per toilet to be able to make it eco toilet or the toilet that you're doing? And two, is there a model by which private operators or other operators can take it and convert it to a pay-per-use or a paid toilet so that you are able to scale well?
So as I told it earlier, it costs 30%. If there is a structure, normal structure, made up of brick and with decent tiling and flooring, without our technology and with our technology, it would cost 30% more. And it has solar panels in it. It saves 1,000 liters, it saves 5 lakh liters of wastewater every year and 1,000 units of electricity. So if you do these kind of calculations, that extra 30, and it requires very minimal staffing cost. So I would not say that it won't require manual cleaning at all because this is India, we know how it works here. But then suppose if there was a normal toilet without our technology, there has to be a person always cleaning it all the time. And if there is our system, it would require like once a visit every 3 or 4 days, that's it. So if we keep this in consideration, the life cycle assessment, it's paid back in only 9 to 10 months. Suppose it's a normal 5x4 toilet and government has fixed a rate of 98,000 rupees and we are equipping it with our technology, it would cost around 1,30,000. But that really depends upon the superstructure and all the tiling, granite, because our technology increases the cost by 30%.
All right, Anirudh, thanks so much for joining.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Vidyut Mohan and Kevin from Takachar.
Hi friends, my name is Vidyut and this is Kevin and we are from Takachar. I grew up in North India where Indian cities suffer from severe air pollution. This is partly due to the fact that agricultural and forest residues are burnt. Now this biomass is loose, bulky and wet, so it becomes uneconomical to put it to any productive use. Additionally, we are losing an economic opportunity of rupees 1.5 lakh crore per year, which could have been otherwise used to boost farmer incomes. This led me to wonder whether a value chain could be developed, which could have utilized this biomass residue to produce a solid fuel and address the above problems. That's when I decided to do research at the Technical University of Delft and met Kevin.
So imagine small-scale, low-cost, portable reactor units that can be latched onto the back of tractors, shipping containers, or even donkey carts. And imagine that we can move this from farm to farm to enable the on-site and localized conversion of the residues into a solid fuel without input of external energy or heat. That's something that I've been working as part of my PhD at MIT with the support from Tata Trust, the US Department of Energy, amongst others. And it explores a new chemical process called oxygen-linked torrefaction, where we make it cheaper and simpler compared to the current competitors. And that's why we have 2 patents. So right now we have about 1,000 customers, and we want your help in making Takachar save income, reduce air pollution, as well as make more biomass profitable. Thank you very much.
Wow. That's really interesting. Adbija, you get to go.
So congratulations, you're obviously catering to a real problem, right? The air quality in this part of the world does need help. And it needs help quickly. So my question really is how are you going to scale this up? There are 2 sides to it. The reach out that you need to do dramatically. It's not one set of farmers that you have to sort of reach out. It's a huge set, right? And on the other hand, there is this building or manufacturing or putting together the contraption that you have put together. How are you going to scale it up, and what's going to be your constraints? Have you thought of your risks and what's going to stop you from becoming the real catalyst to clean air?
Right. What our initial plan is to reach out to existing organizations who are already working in rural parts of the countries and have already engagement with communities. And then we plan to sell our plant or portable reactor to them, and so that they can directly in a position to deploy it with farmer communities. We also have a separate smaller design which costs say only 5,000 rupees, which smaller farmers can buy it themselves and can use to produce the solid fuel.
And I think the idea is to initially prove that this is something that can be essentially demonstrate to have viability locally. And once you start having economic viability, then it's not something that needs to be supported necessarily by the NGO per se, but that even local mills as well as entrepreneurs can invest in equipment themselves for the profit-making potential.
So this is a fascinating product, and my compliments to you for this innovation. This is, as was said, is a genuine problem, and we need to find a solution quickly. So I would invite you to Niti Aayog and then put you in touch with farmer producers organizations and try and do a whole range of tests on ground. And if it succeeds, we can then take it to a larger scale so that size and scale can come into this. You're most welcome.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That's great to get now. On the questioning around this, if you could just explain the technology a little bit more, and specifically, how will you be telling the farmers? How does it help? What can they do?
Right. So the technology is of two kinds. We have a very simple, small scale technology as well, which just costs 5,000 rupees, and the farmer can be trained to operate himself or herself. And we also have the patented technology, which in order to produce large quantities of the fuel, which is a portable technology, and it reduces the capital costs needed in large-scale production, and also some of the operational costs. So there are both technologies, and there's a mix of match that we would like to use depending on the context, depending on the biomass and the region.
And just maybe speaking from personal experience, because I first started training some farmers in Kenya 5 years ago on adopting those technologies. And what we did find is that, well, first, it definitely helps to have some early champions of the technology locally who sort of believes in it and really sees a benefit, because that's when they can really go and talk to other people. And we first do a demonstration and have them operate at first in our presence for a few days. And typically, that's all it needs for them to really get a hang of it and do it themselves.
Okay, really interesting. Yeah.
Our briquettes are not really used all over the country. So are there other products like compost and fertilizer that you can make? Is that a part of your plan?
Oh yes, so the technology typically produces an intermediate substrate, which can be used to produce various other products. Charcoal briquettes is one idea that we have explored. And charcoal briquettes is one idea that we have explored, and at the same time one could make fertilizers out of it. We have also made a fertilizer product. One can also make products such as activated carbon and also other biofuels and chemicals out of this intermediary product. Yeah.
And I think ultimately the industry is not just to say that we are making solid fuel, right? That's, I think, the first market. But it has brought up applications to any industry that uses biomass as a feedstock, whether you are in chemical industry or a filter industry or even biofuel. So that definitely is much broader than in rural context or even in India.
Yeah. So this is a sample of one of our substrates, which...
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds really interesting. I'm going to grab a quick look at that. Yeah.
That's what we produce in Kenya. It's called Sarvi, which is a carbon-negative fertilizer blend that helps rural farmers increase their yields by 30%.
All right. Thank you so much.
This is like truly solving the many problems of India.
This is not the end of the show. Tune in next week to meet the other 5 Smart 50 finalists, hear their stories, and see who gets the most innovative,
innovative is
the most inspirational, and the most impactful idea.